Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News. Monday, February 20th, 2023. Stand up for your country. It is President's Day. Everybody's off but me and my staff, my hardworking staff. But there's a lot of news stuff. I mean, I had to be on the air today on both radio and television. Some of it's good news, some of it's bad news. And on the president front, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it other than to tell you that the two best presidents in our republic were Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, the men we honor today. Okay? So, big media stories in play, and the colossal lawsuit against Fox News and Newsmax is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So let me just run down this whole thing to put it in perspective, which none of the media does because they hate Fox News and by extension Newsmax, which are primarily now conservative news agencies. On November 7, 2020, Donald Trump lost the presidency by 7 million popular votes out of 158 million cast. Very close, okay? In fact, so close that in the swing states of Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin, those three states, Trump lost by just 44,000 votes. Okay, less than 15,000 in each state. If he had won those votes, it would have been a tie in the Electoral College. Okay, if he had carried Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin, it would have been a tie. And there were other states like Michigan and Pennsylvania which were dubious to say the least. So immediately, charges of fraud in the election emerged. Y'all remember that? It was a tremendously intense story. Now, as a journalist, I listened to those charges as any responsible journalist would. Okay? I mean, if you're going to, and the president of the United States at the time, Donald Trump, was heading this fraud in the election. So the Trump people put out spokespersons like Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, a number of others to whip up, anger about the election. And they wanted it overturned. It was, if you remember back then, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. Now, I covered this story fairly. And I watched as Justice Alito, who has oversight for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, signaled to the Trump administration he would consider evidence of fraud in Pennsylvania. That was a key for me as a journalist. I'm watching Alito. But the Trump administration had to present the evidence to him. They did not. They had an opportunity. They did not. I knew then that it was over because the only body that could overturn that election or put a stay on it was the Supreme Court. That was it. There's no other mechanism in this country. So I knew it was over in, I'd say, the middle to end of December. All right? But again, I'm giving the Trump people time to accumulate information about fraud, which is the fair thing to do. I also knew that much of my audience believed there was fraud because that's what a lot of people wanted to believe. Fox News and Newsmax were doing taking a little bit different approach. They were promoting the fact that there was fraud because that's what their audience wanted to hear. Now, Fox pulled back a little bit, but Newsmax did not. And so Fox began losing viewers to Newsmax. Okay. Then we come to January 4th, 2021, when the vote certification process, which would put Biden into office, gets underway. Here's what I said. Go. All right, so let's begin with Wednesday on the vote certification the Electoral College puts Joe Biden into the presidency. Now, there are millions of Americans, literally, who believe the election was a fraud. Now, there is evidence that there were fraudulent things that took place. There's no question about that. All right? But the court system is not going to overturn a vote unless the evidence is incredible, vivid, beyond any doubt. And that has not been produced by the Trump administration. Now, after I said that we lost a lot of premium members who are the lifeblood of this independent news organization. We don't have a corporation here. It's my corporation. And after I said that, which was absolutely 100% true, people just canceled because they did not want to hear it. So we went forth, we still prosper, but I had to say what was true and put that above profits. Unfortunately, the corporate media does not do that. And so the charges of fraud by the Dominion voting machine outfit were broadcast without any backup. All right, you heard them all. You heard it and heard it and heard it. Now, I wouldn't put on Rudy Giuliani or Sidney Powell because I don't put on people to talk to you unless they have some credibility. When they called us, we said, we're happy to put you on, but you got to give us something. Can't just be speculation. We don't do speculation here. Okay. So then on January, March 26th, 2021, Dominion files a lawsuit against Fox News Channel, $1.6 billion, which is going to be heard next month. $1.6 billion. They also sue Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, my pillow guy Mike Lindell, OANN, and Newsmax. They sue them all for defamation. Okay? So they defamed the Dominion Voting Systems Corporation, hurt their business, and that's where the lawsuit is. So last week, all right, Dominion releases its case to the public. And you heard it, I'm sure. You guys are alert. You follow the news. You saw it. You heard it. I read the entire 179-page brief because I know all these people at Fox. All right? So I read it, but I also knew that none of the accusations by Dominion have been cross-examined. So while NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, all of them, 100%, took those allegations as truth, I didn't, because they have to be challenged. Okay? That's what journalism is. You are skeptical, even if you don't like the person on the other end. And I'll get to Don Lemon in a moment. This is another example of that. Okay. So Fox News is embarrassed because all of these emails and everything goes out and all that, but there's no context to it. There isn't any context to it. What is true, and I know this to be fact, is that Fox was worried about Newsmax. And it wasn't going to get skeptical about the charges of fraud because they thought they would lose audience to Newsmax. That's true, 100% true. So rather than doing what I did, Fox continued along the lines of fraud, and they didn't put the fraud accusations in perspective. All they had to do was that. It wasn't even hard. If I had been there at Fox, that never would have happened. The whole thing never would have happened because it's not hard to do that. You can hear opinions if you provide context for them. You can't use an opinion as a fact. You can't say Dominion was a fraud. And it has been proven that Dominion wasn't a fraud. There weren't any machines throwing votes to Biden. It didn't happen. But there was fraud, and I'll get to that in a moment. Now, once again, this election was so close that the people who voted for Trump, most of them wanted the 44,000 votes that decided it to be scrutinized. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. I wanted them to be scrutinized. And it turns out Arizona did it, Wisconsin did it, Georgia did it, and it came back, no fraud. Still, people don't believe it. And you are entitled to your opinion. Trump doesn't believe it. Trump still believes he got hosed. Now, what was the real fraud? And this is really the kicker on this whole thing. Mark Zuckerberg, all right, the internet guy, the Facebook guy, pumped $400 million into the Center for Tech and Civic Life and another organization to electioneer. Where did that money go? 400 million? Georgia got 45, Pennsylvania 25, Michigan 17, Wisconsin 10, Arizona 5. For what? Where did that money go? That's a colossal amount of money. It went to people who, quote unquote, got out the vote. What does that mean? Did they pay for votes? That's the scandal. If anything, that's what the federal government should be investigating. Not this dopey, speculative Dominion machines from Venezuela did. I mean, it was insane. So, what happens now? The trial is in April. A very well-informed friend of mine thinks Fox is going to win that trial because Dominion won't be able to show malice. Okay? Opinion isn't malice unless it's a real tricky line here legally. I don't know. But in the court of public opinion, Fox News has already lost because the discretionary viewers are hearing all this. These are the people that might go in, might not. Now, the Fox News viewers, they're going to stay because they got nowhere else to go. They got nowhere else to go. All right? And they'll stay because a lot of them don't even mind that the fraudulent charges didn't pan out. They wanted to hear them. People believe what they want to believe. I don't think that this is going to affect Fox News ratings. Okay? I think they'll stay. But as far as journalistic credibility is concerned, if anybody even cares about that now, remember, as I wrote in the message of the day, the corporate media ran wild with Russian collusion and Trump was responsible for the violence on January 6th. They ran wild with that. Okay, they said it was a fact. Both cases turned out to be false. And that it's the same thing. News organizations not checking anything out, putting on stuff that turns out not to be true, and stating it as fact. How many times did you watch these pinheads? Oh, Trump is in bed with Putin and colluding, and Trump, he caused that riot at the Capitol. And I mean, how many times do you hear it? Thousands. And now these same people are going after FNC on the fraud. Staggering. It's an amazing story. It's going to change the whole media landscape in this country, which needs to be reformed desperately. And this is self-serving, but if you stay with me, I will never mislead you. All right? Never. I don't care about the money. I care about honor and honest reporting. And that's a memo. Bill O'Reilly here for Lone Star Transfer. If booking your timeshare has been difficult in the past, you know it's been almost impossible lately. Most clients are shocked to learn that their timeshare is now available to the public, severely limiting booking options. Many owners are upset their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, this family-owned company has had the pleasure of helping more than 18,000 owners legally and permanently get out of their timeshare fees. With an A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau and more than 900 five-star testimonials, Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. So please call my friends today for a free, no-obligation consultation at 855-551-7066. 855-551-7066 or online at lonestartransfer.com. Let's go to the mail. Suzanne Pascal, Chagrin Falls, Ohio. Don Lemon's been crucified because he said Nikki Haley is past it at age 51, thinks she's too old for run for president. Of course, he supports Biden. I know, isn't that great? He supports Biden. And I love it. Dan, concierge member, notable, quotable. Under the banner of free speech, the Constitution guarantees the right to be a moron. That's for me. That's in the O'Reilly quotables. I have that in my column on Lemon. I hope you go read the column on BillO'Reilly.com. Jolene, concierge member, Bill, while I don't wish ill on anyone, Don Lemon is reaping what he has sown. Okay. George, concierge member, when Lemon said Nikki Haley's past her prime, wonder why he didn't mention Kamala and Hillary. Excellent point. And the women on the panel, you know. Linda White. You're absolutely correct about Lemon, O'Reilly. We must practice what we preach. He's entitled to his opinion, even if it's stupid. He has a right to say that without losing his job. Nothing this cancel culture doing is protecting anyone's rights. You are absolutely right. The cancel culture is so heinous, so destructive to this nation. Ruth Brock, Jordan Valley, Israel. Bill, I agree with you that most probably Nikki Haley will not be the Republican nominee. At this stage, only Trump and DeSantis are viable. Also, I will not vote for anyone who refuses to come on the No Spin News. Well, I appreciate that, Ruth. I hope you stay safe over there in Israel. I know the times are a little turbulent. BillO'Reilly.com and the No Spin News are worldwide now distribution. And we'd love to hear from you guys overseas. Michael Archuleta, Draper, Utah. It's been reported millions of people have migrated to the USA. Our government reports the unemployment rate is low. Are the people who have crossed our border illegally being counted? No. Nope. It's only Social Security numbers and things like that. Now, some of them have phony Social Security, but most of them are not counted. Robert Schweitzer, Smithville, New Jersey. I want to thank you again, Bill, for mentioning missingmoney.com. Missingmoney.com. I found 2 claims from my mother's estate 10 years ago, as well as 3 claims for one of our daughters from 20 years ago. Total recovered $2,000. Way to go, Robert. Way to go. I mean, this is a smart life is there to save you money. Summer Boyd, Sussex, New Jersey. Mr. O'Reilly, I'm 13, interested in reading your killing books. My dad heard you on the radio recommending a certain order in which to read them. Okay, Summer, here's the deal. I would read Killing England first because that sets the tone for the country that you live in. Then I would read Killing Lincoln, okay? Because that is the pivotal event, the Civil War, and Abraham Lincoln's the best president. So after you read those 2, then you can read any of the others in any order you want. You might want to cluster the World War II books. We have Killing Patton, Killing the Rising Sun, Killing the SS. You might want to cluster those. And then we have Killing Jesus, which is a departure from America, but it's I think, the most fascinating story we've told on all the 12 killing books. So the first 2, and then whatever subject interests you the most, Summer, if you read all those books, you are going to be the smartest kid in your school. Okay, let's go to the touts. Now, Team Normal. once again, there are two teams, Team Normal and Team Crazy in the United States right now. We're on Team Normal, and we got great gear for you, okay? We got the hats, and we got the mugs, and we got the shirts, and we got everything. And you can pre-order. There's a bumper sticker, and we'll get them to you. We're going to have them in soon, and we're not going to charge you until we have them in, okay? And if you want to back out by the time we charge you, you can. So we're giving you every chance to get on Team Normal. I got a nice logo on BillO'Reilly.com. And by the way, if you want to reach me, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. I hope you go to the website every morning, read the message a day, we'll get you the tone of what's going on. And again, we will never, ever mislead you about anything. And the Team Normal stuff and all the other stuff we have in our, we got a mug right here, our store, this helps our news agencies. We pay our people pretty well, and we don't, we're not currying favor with anybody. Okay, we don't do, as we said at the top of the show, slant the news in any direction to prosper. We don't do that. Okay, let's take another short break and pay some bills with this, and we'll be back. Oh, the word of the day is bilious, B-I-L-I-O-U-S. I did not know this word. Bilious. Do not be bilious when writing the bill. Back in a moment. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. We all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So, you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Okay, final thought of the day. As you know, I don't watch a lot of television. The only program that I tape is Blue Bloods on CBS Friday nights. Excellent writing on that program. All right, been around for a while. You'll like it, I think, if you're like me and you appreciate good acting and good writing and storylines that are realistic. All right, that's it. I tried to watch 60 Minutes again last night. I couldn't get through it. Too dull. I don't know what happened over there. Okay, I can't get through it. And then I'll watch sports. Okay, I'm a big sports guy, but I don't watch entertainment television. However, there's a very interesting show on MGM Plus. Okay? You got to search for it, but you know who Forrest Whitaker is? The guy is a great actor. I ran into him in DC one time, and I'm not a fan guy, but I said, gee, boy. He played Idi Amin in The King of Scotland. The guy is really good. He's the lead in The Godfather of Harlem. It's about a heroin dealer, a big level guy who runs Harlem in the 1960s. Very realistic, and that's why I watch it. Here's a clip.
Hey, come here. Where you go, punk?
Okay, it's in the same mode as The Sopranos. Tough language, it's violent, but there's a difference. So Tony Soprano was glamorized in that show. That bothered me a bit because Gandolfini was such a good actor, so charismatic, that his mob and his criminality was kind of overlooked. Here, the writers of Godfather of Harlem, whereas Whitaker is charismatic, okay, and you want to like him, they're making him into a monster. It's subtle, but they're not glorifying this guy. And then they're bringing in Malcolm X and Adam Caden Powell, and it's, you know, I know this area, I know it, and it's pretty realistic. So anyway, I thought I'd give you the tip because it's a wasteland out there. Is it not a wasteland in this? I mean, I look at the TV listings, I don't have a lot of discretionary time, but once in a while I just like to watch something. I mean, how many werewolves and vampires and zombies can you watch on cable? My God. So anyway, Godfather of Harlem, MGM Plus. Check it out, but not if you're sensitive and the language and all that. You don't want to go there. But if you like good drama, good acting, it's a good show. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. I want to tell you about Ghostbed. Ghostbed has been designing high-quality sleep products for more than 2 decades with more than 50,000 positive customer reviews. Wow. Ghostbed has luxury mattresses and premium sheets that get softer with every wash. Their mattresses have a cooling feature. Each is made with their signature Ghost Ice fabric, perfect for hot sleepers. Get fast and free shipping, plus a 101-night sleep trial with free returns. Trying their mattress is truly risk-free. So please go online, take their quiz to find out the ideal mattress for your sleeping style. Get 30% off Ghostbed mattresses plus 2 free luxury pillows, or get 40% off when you bundle a mattress with their award-winning adjustable base. Use promo code BILL at ghostbed.com/bill to take advantage of this fabulous offer. That's ghostbed.com/bill, promo code BILL. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.